Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your Jayflight SLX bunkhouse travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around the unit, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration. First and foremost, your slide. Get a good eye of that slide, how much room you're going to need. Make sure it can come in and out unimpeded. And same thing with your awning. And I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. They're going to be both on your off camp side, your water connection off camp side, all the way at the rear or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And then your power cord is actually in the middle of the rear of the unit. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, unhook your hitch. First thing you do is level your unit. You have a power tongue jack on the front. Say the night docking light. Simply lower or raise the unit until it's level. Now you do have a override right here underneath that rubber stopper for that manual crank. Once your unit's level, next thing you do is stabilize it. All four corners you got stabilizing jacks with 3/4 inch socket and this little hand crank. Run this down just until they're taut. Now remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. I recommend jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, and hot blacktop. Keep these from sinking into the ground. Good investment. Use your 10% off coupon, put them on the ground. And remember, just run these down until they're taut. They're stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. Once you have all four of those down, we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Again, your power is all the way on the rear of the unit. 30 amp service, stores conveniently inside, big long cord. Should you need to plug in at home, and your convenience pack is a 30 to 110 adapter. Got our power hooked up, let's hook our water up. City water connection. Open this up, get your hose. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting water into City Water Connect or your black tank flush. Hook that up, hook your hose onto it, but don't turn our hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Yours is conveniently right at the back of the unit. All we're doing at this point is making sure our drain plug's back in. Put this cap back on there nice and tight. Once that's all the way on there nice and tight, you can go ahead and turn your hose on. Go inside, open up your hot water tap. Once water starts flowing out of that, you know your hot water heater is full. It won't be hot yet, but you know the water heater's full, and you can go ahead and turn that on from inside. Now let's say we're going camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to use potable water. Looks like your potable water tanks can be on the campsite. All you do is fill this up with a hose. No water pressure regulator needed. Fill that up with a hose. Two ways to tell when it's full. There's an overflow valve right here, or on the inside when you hold your fresh water button down, you can tell when it's full. Just remember, when using potable water is when you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. It's already pressurized. All right, we're all hooked up to camp. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit and show you a few things. Right here on your campsite, just to the left of the doorway, you have a clamp for a television, 110 and cable for that, your freshwater drain. This is a heat release for your furnace, so if you're running your furnace to clear that, it'll get rather hot. a vent for your microwave. Your outdoor kitchen. Simply pull this out. You have this long cord right here. Go ahead and hook up your quick connect down there on the end. Oh, excuse me, right here on this end. And your quick connect LP is right there. Use your hose to hook that up. Don't forget to unhook it when you're leaving. And don't forget to lock your grill area when leaving. Around the back of the unit, you do have your ladder to go up and check the seams. Caulk as needed. The unit's also prepped for a Furion backup camera, device you purchased from our store that sits on the dash of the tow vehicle, giving you a backup camera for the unit. Your power and hot water. Off campsite, here's where the cable from the park will go in. Your black and gray holding tanks, as well as your low point drain for your other waters. City water connect, black tank flush, we'll talk about that when leaving the campsite, and an outdoor shower. Coming around your slide toward the front here, you have your pass-through storage. Propane tanks are on a regulator, simply pointed toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. Battery post, bouncing this down the road, check them now and then. Make sure they don't have a wiggle loose over time. Back over to your campsite, especially your pass-through storage with all your hitch work. Your exterior door does have a lock here to hold it open. Solid steps, we'll talk about those when leaving the campsite. So coming up inside the unit, first thing I'd like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Just to the right of that, above your furnace release, is your 12-volt carbon monoxide detector. The reason I mention it's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day, you don't have anything plugged in charging your battery, disconnect one of your battery posts to keep this from running your battery down. Up here in the hallway, exterior and interior lights. Your awning in and out. Just want to show you your awning. You only want to run that down until that flap falls down to 90 degrees. Your speakers will be pointing down. Run that back in. This is your slide control in and out. We'll run that back in when leaving the campsite. You have a 110 down here. And up here is where you check the levels of your tanks. Your battery, brand new. Fresh water, empty. That's where I said you can check to see if your potable water is full. And your black and gray tanks, keep an eye on them. Dump them when needed. Your water pump when using potable water. Turn on your hot water heater here if you're using gas, and here if you're using electricity. So coming around the rest of the unit, you have your self-explanatory microwave. You have a light and fan here. Your glass top makes an excellent backsplash. You have a panel light. Simply turn this to light. You see it turn from blue to red. Hit your spark and there's your flame. Same thing on the oven. Down here you turn this to light. You also have an oven light, but turn this to light and light it here. No need for a pilot light anymore. Below your oven is your breaker box and fuses. Bunch of 15s in there, a couple 40s. Highly recommended you have a handful of those with you when you go camping. Nordic cold fridge. Hold that in for 3 seconds and fridge turns on. So whatever is white is what you're controlling. Right now we're on the freezer. We'll leave that at 5. We'll go over to the fridge. The fridge is on 3. You can raise or lower it here. This is a night mode. That tells the fridge, hey, I'm not going to be opening and closing so much. Save me some power, and it does. Over here on the wall, your thermostat. We'll turn that on. Turn on your AC. That kicked on. Now you notice when I kick the AC off and turn the furnace on, the AC will shut off rather quickly. Furnace just kicked on. And then the furnace will take a little bit longer to shut off than your AC. Detector off. Back here in the bathroom, just want to mention this is where your 110 with GFCI resets at. AC just shut off and you can still hear the furnace. Your bathroom. The thing I want to mention in here is you do have your, turn the light on, hand crank open exhaust fan up here. Access to your plumbing. Your bunk areas with USB ports. Lift up your table and these legs will come out. Set them on these wooden flaps right here. Put your back cushions on top. That gives you a bed over here. And this just jackknifes down into a bed. Storage there. Lift the front and pull forward on the back. And just that quickly you're back to a sofa. Entertainment center. No TV in here, but if you ever do install a TV, a little button here where your cable goes in, push that in and make sure the button's green. That's a digital channel enhancer. It allows you to pick up more channels. RV sound system. Turn that on. AM, FM. Probably won't pick up much in here. I just want to point out whatever's blue. Let's see if I can scan here. Whatever's blue is on. Right now it's indoors. Now it's outdoors. Now neither. Bluetooth, DVD, CD, AM, FM. As you change your modes. Hold that. Touch it for mute, hold it in to shut it off. Here's the clip for the TV. Same one was set outside. 110 and cable here. Over on the other side there, there's a switch for an accent light. This blue lighting up here. That about covers it on the inside. Let's act like we're going to leave the campsite. Start by snapping our doors closed. Make sure that both these bedroom doors are snapped closed. Return everything to how it was. What I like to do is shut off my interior lights over here. Then I can see all the individual lighting I need to go through and shut off. Let me do that real quick. Okay, so now all my lighting's off except for what I can control here. Turn it on. Most importantly, make sure these doors are closed. Make sure nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Coming over here and hit in. You notice the bottom comes in first. That's because the mechanisms are on the bottom. Levels itself out. See the importance of having that door closed. Nothing too much to worry about down on that end. Make sure your bottom drawers are closed. When you hear that noise, it's okay to hear that. That's just the slide keeping itself from coming in too far. Shut off our lights. Exit the unit. Now when closing these steps, you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this will catch on it. Simply lift the stairs, just shake them off. Set this up in the doorway, pull back and lock that in. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle. Now if we're using potable water, we'll undo our low point drain. Otherwise we'll go ahead and unhook our water, unhook our cable, come around to our hot water heater, open up on that pressure release valve. That's going to drain all your hot water out. Once it does, remember to close this or your door will not close. And then you can go ahead and pull your drain plug and get the rest out. Remember to close this up. Bring in our power, bring up our stabilizing jacks, and head on up to the dump station. So we do have some more low point drain. You could actually do this at the dump station or at your campsite. These two low point drains right here if you're hooked up to city. So at the dump station, you're going to take this 10-foot hose that comes in your convenience pack, hook it up right here, and you're going to pull your black holding tank. It's going to be the one on the right. It's going to be your sewage waters. Once it sounds like it's no longer draining, again, take your water pressure regulator, hook it up to your black tank flush, hook the hose up at the dump station, and turn it on for a good 5 minutes. Wash out your black tank. Remember to leave your black handle open. Unhook that. Close your black handle. Pull your gray handle. It's going to be your cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out. When it's done, simply come to your bumper. Some come off easier than others, but they've made it a nice sanitary place to store your sewage hose. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this trailer for many years to come. Happy camping.